Meanwhile, you've also got a lot of poke coming through from the Zoe, and the mid game of RNG is incredibly strong.
I'm looking forward to it, Dagda. I see another Wukong here. It's become a bit standard in the LPL, but it still impresses me. Malphite, as I said last time we casted together, is getting more and more popular, especially in this anti-Wukong matchup. Let's enter the Rift. Rogue Warriors, they're a bloody team. They like a lot of blood, essentially is what I'm saying there. They beat Vici Gaming. It was impressive. You all remember the IG series earlier in the split that impressed us there. For RNG, 2 series loss streak. They need to get back on their feet because they're only 7-5. They have not secured playoffs. They're in a dangerous position, sitting at 7th. A couple of teams can trump over them, so this series win would make it so they get that 8, they get that break point, and they get closer towards securing top 8 itself.
Xiaolongbao would get that ward down, now back for his sweeper, so he's starting off on this bottom side of the map, and this has always been the game plan for Xiaolongbao. We see it quite often in RNG when they're successful. Start on red, path towards blue, gank top at level 3. So Longxing, I want to see how he controls this wave in the top side to allow for that to be the case.
Happy late St. Patrick's Day, by the way. Crazy's giving you a shout out, my man.
Ah, what a man.
How long ago was that? A couple of weeks?
Yeah, 17th of March. So
okay.
It was a while ago, yeah.
That was almost a month ago. So
Gorev Maho got crazy. Yeah. I appreciate it.
Better late than never, as to whatever you just said there as well.
I was just thank you.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Crazy already trading here with Longxing. It's a corrupting potion burnt here in the top side. I'm looking across the board. All I see is the electrocute aggressive take here from Xiaohu against the phase rush Syndra. And more importantly, we got double comet in the bot side from RNG. So poke galore here is going to be fun as the mantra in a fire starts the game off.
So this is slightly different now. Xiaolongbao trying to get this invade in, see if he can spot out Harrow. Won't spot him. Won't realize he's taking the wolves, but will realize, hey look, this entire bottom side jungle is down. So Harrow has already pathed towards the top side of the map.
Doesn't get that interaction there with the set jungle. We don't see much set jungle here in the LPL. Phase rush being opted into. Harrow really likes phase rush. Takes it on pretty much anyone he can at this point. I'm going to pause there because Ruby's in a lot of trouble towards the mid lane. Xiaohu winning out in these trades handedly. Also has the shove here to start things off.
So usually when we look towards a set, it's like the Aftershock, and even in the support role, we've seen a little bit of that Omni Stone. Junglers can opt towards the Conqueror as well to have a little bit more damage and trade potential. But when you look towards the laners that Rogue Warriors have right now, there's not a huge amount of gank set up. So Harrow is going to be opting still to go for quite a heavy gank style, it looks like, with the set, and using the phase rush to keep in line and try and chase down some of these opponents. So with this in mind, the side lanes are his best option because they're the longer lanes where you can try and run people down.
We might see it in action though in the 1v1 in junglers. He's heading towards the invade, or actually might be going towards the gank. Catching out Xiaolongbao next on the menu. The phase breaker there. And here we go. Phase rush activated, but they turn onto the mid lane and target selection for RNG, but the damage coming through is massive. Ruby dies first though, and now for Harrow. How does he survive this one? The answer is he doesn't, and RNG on the board with 2.
The Haymaker was ducked by Xiaolongbao, and Harrow missing that, misses a lot of his damage right now. Can't take down Xiaolongbao. Great call from RNG to jump onto Ruby as well. And they pick up the 2 first bloods.
Great target selection from RNG at the end of the day. Now with a 1k gold lead off of that, and Zoe gets a kill. That's my problem here, that Xiaohu with a kill alongside Xiaolongbao. Things are going to get really sticky through that mid lane.
So this levels are the same for the junglers, but this is such a smart play from Xiaolongbao and Xiaohu. As you said, target selection on point. And it's going to be RNG who are picking up the double killer.
That's how it starts with Crazy. Now we go towards the top lane to watch a Malphite hit a monkey. Truly a great day in League of Legends where a rock versus a monkey and the rock wins.
I mean, this is what we've come to now, where everyone's just like, Mordekaiser or Malphite, take your pick.
This is the turnaround though. Betty's going to get locked on down here. He has a flash available. The facebreaker doesn't work out. Harrow gets the movement speed. The Haymaker works, but the turnaround possible. The burst damage here. RNG have already set this up, and Rogue Warriors are running away.
They are completely running for the hills, and they need to right now. Xiaolongbao keeping Harrow in check here. Can chase him through the jungle, because look at Xiaohu moving across. Trouble Bulble over the wall.
better run through the jungle. Sounds like Creedence Clearwater coming onto Summoner's Rift here in Game 2. Game 1, rather. Haro's going to get trouble bubbled. Locked down in front of turret. The burn there. And Electrocute just hurts that much. Haro's going to go back to base.
Haro not finding success in this early game. We built him up as the jungler for Rogue Warriors. Had fantastic games in the past, but now this phase rush not working out for him. This gank heavy stall in these side lanes, unfortunately, is being counteracted because he just doesn't have the resistances.
And now Xiaohu's just chasing this down. There's no mana available on Ruby. No Ignite here for Xiaohu in the mid lane, but Electrocute comes through once again. And Ruby already shoved this wave out, who already has a sizable CS advantage. Now has to back away too.
And look at the difference now when we look towards the items right as Dragon spawns. So you've got your boots fully completed for Zoe. Great for Zoe because you get a bunch of this magic penetration that can do a lot of damage. Look towards Betty. First got the serrated Dirk there.
Yeah. He's
going to be doing a lot of poke damage as well. So when Rogue Warriors try and face off against this Dragon, they're already in the back foot. So it should be RNG who are able to successfully get this Dragon for themselves.
If I'm a Malphite, I say, get me Dragon. Get me that mountain. That's what you want here. You want that extra 6% on the MR and armor. We divert our attention back to the bottom lane that is continuously poking out. For Ming, I want to note that this is quite interesting to see the AP Relic Shield taken here for the Karma instead of the Spell Thief's Edge. Bit more sustain in this lane. Dodged away from Zhang Wuji's binding. Now they continue pushing forward.
A lot of people have been opting to go towards this support item instead because it's a lot easier to just farm it up. And you can help push in the wave a little bit more effectively as well because you don't have to worry about taking some of the CS. So,
poke starting to come through. There's double poke, remember. Ming in a fire. Doesn't have that long of a cooldown with Mantra. Zhang Wuji getting zoned out continuously here. RNG aren't letting up. Look at where Haro is, trying to give some attention to this bottom side. This is not watered out. So Haro, all he has to do is flash in with the face breaker, but RNG are being cautious now.
We'll find Shelon Bao here, though.
I mean, Haro's going to get caught out. The tether to land down. Here we go. Betty gets the damage as well. Haro plays that one very close to the nose.
And with the push in mid, Xiaohu can roam across. So RNG trying to see if they can dive under this bottom lane turret.
Okay, binding in the land once again, this time onto Xiaohu. That might slow things down, but Wuji gets flashed on the trouble bubble, zones him back in here. Shalamba waiting for the knockup, but doesn't even need it. Let's give the kill over, he says, until he doesn't. RNG with 3, Lei stuck under the turret.
Ruby trying to roam down, but there's no hope in saving the Tam King.
Help me, he says. Grey Shield does nothing at this level. Xiaohu picks up his second kill. Ruby going to try and come on in. He's going to walk on in. Chains of Corruption cleansed away. Shallenbao gets healed away. Maybe he's okay. He still has the Unleash. No, he doesn't. He used it before. Correct myself as Ruby's still chasing here onto Xiaohu. If he walks any further forward, he's going to get poked down.
So RNG don't manage to get the Dragon that we were talking about them having the advantage in taking. Instead, they get the 2 turret plates on the bottom side, a bunch of kills, but crazy, this mountain is going rock on rock against these turrets.
I mean, yeah, for now at least you're like, good, the Malphite's getting some turret plating, but the problem is we have a Season 9 champion in the Zoe going bonkers here in the early game.
Both junglers are pathing towards the top side though, so forgoing the Dragon at the moment, everyone is turning their focus towards this Rift Herald. Look where Ming is on the map. He's moving up here to try and support a little bit. Crazy.
Can he get the solo kill here? I mean, Crazy still has the ultimate available, so okay, bye. Bye-bye.
But now Crazy's useless in these fights. So this should be the signal for RNG to try and take this Rift Herald. That's why you can instantly see Lei and Zhang Wuji. They've started to roam because they've pushed in this bottom lane. Betty and Ming have to react. So now they can be the first movers to get towards this Rift Herald.
Started up here by Rogue Warriors. Well, we just look towards the bottom side. No Dragon in response. So at least for Rogue Warriors, getting an objective without a full-on trade from RNG is a big win.
And now we get to see where Haro tries to use this. Wouldn't make sense to put the resources into Zhang Wuji. So imagine that this is going to be a play towards Ruby in the mid lane and see if they can get this mid lane turret knocked down or at least a bit more gold onto the Syndra.
The person we talked up coming into this series, how big it was for Ruby here in the past couple of series. This mid laner who has been getting better with time. Remember that Ruby came from Challenger's career. Ruby is someone who's never played in the LPL before, nor did he ever get towards the LCK. So this is a test for Ruby. And in this game, he's up in CS, but he's down with that kill. Xiaohu actually has 2 over him. Lost Chapter picked up versus Lost Chapter on Ruby 2.
You speak of 2 over when it comes to kills, but it's 3 over on both sides of the map when it comes to turret plates. Rogue Warriors are going to look to crash into this top lane turret and unlock Crazy from this top lane. So this, instead of using this Rift Herald to get turret plates onto Ruby, instead take down the top lane turret, have Crazy move into mid lane and set up the plays with no flash on Xiaohu to get away from Crazy's ult.
And his ult's almost up as well, but look,
no.
mid, solo kill time, I don't know. Ruby says it is. Redemption to heal up. Xiaohu doesn't die after the unleashed power. Run away again, heal burn, and he dodges once more.
2 towers taken in the top lane though, so Crazy and Haro getting work done, but unfortunately they're losing everywhere else on the map.
I would say for RNG, that's okay right now. There's turret plating going to be taken towards the mid lane. RNG's bottom lane now have the pressure from the jungler too to get a response here. And then after that, that 2k gold lead should be back in action here on the blue side.
So the problem that we're seeing right now is Rogue Warriors are investing a lot into getting Crazy ahead. They use the Rift Herald there. Haro started to play more towards the top side, and yes, they get the 2 turrets. But what is a Malphite going to do with all this extra gold? Yeah, he's got a bunch of armor, and that'll help out against Long Shin. But it doesn't really do a huge amount in these team fights against the AP Zoe, the mixed damage of Varus. So Rogue Warriors' investment not really paying off right now. RNG, on the other hand, though, have got a bunch of kills onto this Zoe who can take aim at both Ruby and Shangwu-Ji. They're starting to get this Lethality Varus rolling as well, completed his first item off the turret plates he's gotten. And Xiaohu is making work of Ruby.
Nicely done. A quick solo kill to start off the series. And they're showing Shangwu-Ji throw the ulti. Look at that camera work. That was slick. But wasn't able to find the response kill in return. Now 3 kills here on the Zoe in the mid lane. And for RNG, remember what we've said in the past couple of weeks. If you haven't been watching the LPL, Uzi's obviously not here. He came back to Shanghai,
really?
but we haven't seen what RNG have been doing in the back end. When's Uzi going to show up? Where's Uzi? I know the question that people want to know, but Xiaohu has been unlocked. Longxing as well. There's more attention to these solo lanes of RNG. And especially in this case, you can see how that affects Xiaohu having a stellar game 1.
And a lot of that off the back of that early play from Xiaolong Bao. Getting the 2 kills against Haro and Ruby has set RNG up for success. They like to make these plays towards the top side of the map in the early game and use that to snowball dragons. Well, they're starting that game plan right now. 1 dragon for themselves, next dragon in 3 minutes, and when you've got Zoe very quickly working up towards this Ludens, this becomes far easier to secure for RNG.
I love the Ludens buy. I don't want to see any more of that hoses. Let's go. Malphite 1v1. Crazy has ultimate, but I doubt he uses it here in this situation as you're talking before. You want to see it towards the fight. And with Infernal coming up with another Herald on the horizon next couple of minutes, I'm sure we'll see that in action soon. RNG sit around mid while Rogue Warriors catch the wave. Xiaohu moves bot.
Xiaohu does this a lot on Rogue Warriors, where he'll start to put pressure onto these side lanes. The reaction comes through from Rogue Warriors and to defend it. So Xiaohu, roaming towards mid, wants to start getting damage over these walls onto whoever's under the mid lane turret.
Playing against the lane here is so scary. Lei stuck in a corner for the time being. Xiaohu has a ghost in the back pocket as well.
In the same way that Xiaohu pushed and roamed, we've now got Crazy pushing and roam. This is why RNG are taking a step back. You do not want to get caught out by a flash Malphite engage at this moment in time.
He's gearing for one. He's going to back away. Not exciting. He's level 11. Crazy's like, they're gone anyway. I'm going to back away too. He's got a Sheen now, so Iceborne Gauntlet second. Stacking away the armor continues here while we look at his comparison, his counterpart rather, in Longxing. He's just hit level 11 as well with the Black Cleaver and also a bit of magic resistance aside. There you go. There's turret plating as well. Top lane versus bottom lane yet again here in the LPL.
Longxing versus Crazy, though, that matchup is very heavily Malphite favored. It's about Longxing and the impact he can have in team fights. Now, it's matched pretty heavily by Crazy on the Malphite, both these knockups, both big AoEs, but it's the secondary rotation Longxing gets, and I want to see if he can have that same impact in team fights that Crazy has. Only sitting 20 CS behind isn't the worst, especially since he's now got that Black Cleaver. Nice power spike for the Wukong, bit of health, bit of CDR.
Well, Wuji's dead. Wuji is dead. Where's the Zoe lol? That was perfect. That was just great. Luden's Echo picked up, if you didn't already guess, on the level 11 Zoe. And Rogue Warriors, they lose their 80 carry in the blink of an eye, which means Ruby's going to come up next.
My God.
Sleepy Troll Bubble lands. Xiaohu has the flash, but he doesn't need to use it. Lei saves his mid laners live. But there's more poke where that came from. Rogue Warriors need to run away.
Our week of upsets is over, Hysterics. E-Star cleanly sweep their series, and RNG want to try and do the same here. Rift Herald has just spawned. RNG are in a great position to move towards this, but keep your eyes on that dragon. Rogue Warriors could look to try and sneak that away if they want to.
But at this point, I mean, everyone has to reset, come back around. RNG have decided not to start it just yet. They're sending Longxing up to the top lane to push that one out. They're bringing Betty and Ming back here towards the mid lane. RNG not forcing anything at this point. They're just taking what they can get. And at the moment, that seems to be kills. Infernal, though, has spawned. And RNG towards the top side still.
Crazy forced to ult away in the mid lane. RNG had collapsed onto him. Rogue Warriors will get the dragon.
That's a Malphite. Cataclysm's going to come down. The center ult comes through. Shellenbao goes golden. Xiaohu's tanking up the turret and does for the time being to save his jungler's life. But another kill goes over. 7-0 here against Rogue Warriors.
Longxing is getting free work on this topside turret as well. The dragon does go over to Rogue Warriors, but now RNG start up this Rift Herald. So if you've got Longxing taking top lane, you've now got Rift Herald to take this mid lane. That should be the last structures for Rogue Warriors that remain.
4K gold lead here for RNG through these individual, or rather grouped up plays on individuals. As that Rift Herald goes down, as you mentioned, towards the mid lane, eyes are peeled there. RNG just going to back with it for now, and that is a tank Malphite that just got destroyed here. And as you're talking about before, there's no MR, so Xiaohu just destroys him.
And this is the problem right now for the Malphite. You've invested so much into dealing with Longxing on a split push that you're not dealing with this Zoe and with this Varus. So as we start to come in towards this mid game now, where you've got a 4-kill Zoe, she can go off towards the side lane, push in this wave, and again put pressure in roaming across and picking people off through these walls.
And what you'll notice is, if you've seen Zoe, which everyone has at this point, you'll understand that if RNG get this mid lane turret, she loves long lanes. She loves playing with the terrain, as you mentioned. And that's a very big reality here, as RNG group up mid once again. Jung Wuji left here alone as Haro is trying to spot away the enemy jungler. Trying to get something here on the side. Shellenbao now pops his head forward as well. Double bubble lands once again. No flag and drag, but the turret does go down by itself.
Crazy started to move though. This could be where they look to engage on RNG.
Let's go. Malphite is spotted on the ward though. I've been waiting for this one. The extended trouble bubble lands onto the Syndra. Haro's left alone. The face breaker in here. He flashes for the reverse ulti. Xiao steals a flash and burns his own. The re-engage from RNG onto Lei. He's still tanky enough, but the poke comes in the backside. He then flashes forward. A 3-man, 2-man. Scatter the week here with the Wukong, but Crazy ults away. Cataclysm forward. Rogue Warriors are not dying, but RNG aren't either. As engaged from Longxing, yet to get onto Ruby. Ming comes forward as well. Poke to follow up. This is a long one here, but it's going all RNG's way as Lei flashes away. And that's all she wrote.
Usually in a team composition like RNG's, they would struggle with heavy engage with Haro and Crazy at the forefront of that. But because of how far ahead they are, they have the ability to kite back. Rogue Warriors don't really find the strong engage that they would have liked. And the poke from Xiaohu and Betty is enough to dissuade everyone from Rogue Warriors.
Didn't get to see the Malphite ult because Crazy's running away. That's a sad time here for a Malphite, and sad time as the fight started looking okay for Rogue Warriors.
It did. It looked like they might have caught Xiaohu here, but the double flash, one from Haro, one from Xiaohu himself, makes that distance far too much for the rest of Rogue Warriors to follow. And RNG smell blood in the water at this stage. This is where they shine. chasing down members in these long lanes with long-range shots. Rogue Warriors crumble when Longxing re-engages.
You're definitely right when you said this is not the day of upset. This is the day that reality smacks back. First with E-Stars, now here in Game 1, Rogue Warriors look totally outmatched by RNG. A 6k gold lead now in under 20 minutes, 9-0. Only thing Rogue Warriors have is that Dragon and 2 turrets. But at this point, RNG have now hit a 2-item Zoe. Xiaohu level 12 with the Proto Belt under the Luden's Echo. And it's just good to see RNG working their way back here in the LPL.
And they've managed to crack open the mid lane turret as well, that inhibitor turret. So RNG now can put pressure on side lanes while you've got Betty, Xiaohu and Xiaolongbao with Ming pushing in this mid lane as a 4-man unit, picking people off who are trying to defend that mid lane turret.
If you're talking about side lanes, look at Longxing. He's heading towards the Trinity Force. Now, we've seen this on very fed Wukongs when they're ahead, but now they're trying to target him. Haru and Lei just can't get him. It's a Wukong. I don't know what you expected there.
Still being collapsed on. RNG are looking to punish this.
Hello, Lei. I'm going to say this. Goodbye, Lei. There's no way he survives this one. He'll go into grey health, but he's dead. Longxing joins the fray and picks up the fight on the person who tried to flank him. Crazy second ult is out.
I think it might be his third ult out of there.
Probably.
This is falling apart for Rogue Warriors. Xiaohu in prime position now to keep the poke on members underneath the turret.
That was a Proto Belt with Luden's Echo. Ruby at lost a quarter of his health, rather. Crazy's just there, and you said earlier, Dagda, a Malphite without ult is useless, and I think we all know that. He does absolutely nothing.
Especially with the build, as we said, all armor, no MR, only the Negatron cloak now starting to come through, but with 5 kills onto this Zoe, the lethality bar is starting to come through for the other members of Rogue Warriors. RNG are running away with this.
Trinity Force now picked up on Longxing as well after getting that kill. And you're looking across the board and you're like, how do RNG lose this game? Well, that's a great question. Crazy get a 5-man ult, and then maybe Ruby gets a good start. Apart from that, I am lost for words.
Yeah, Ruby went for a little bit of a roundabout build to get to that Luden's Echo, picked up the needlessly large rod in the meantime, in the hopes that maybe he could get enough burst damage off to pick someone down, but unfortunately it hasn't been the case. So maybe if Ruby can get up towards these bigger ticket items like the death cap, he can have enough burst damage to follow up on Crazy, but RNG aren't really given the opportunity to Rogue Warriors to try and get that big ultimate. Everyone is split. Xiaohu is playing over these walls, not giving Crazy the chance to engage onto him.
Xiao even clearing out a ward. Rogue Warriors didn't want to go anywhere near him. They're all heading up towards that Baron side right now. Longxing has even grouped up too. Mid-wave cleared. Top lane is the next objective here. RNG also clearing out Vision. A pick would be nice, they say.
Again, RNG are trying to use the advantages that they have in waves here. Keep pressure on this mid lane inhibitor with Longxing so the other 4 members can get down this top lane tier 2.
RFA is checking in the meanwhile though. Ming skirting around the Vision here. Poke comes through. Ruby again. It hurts. Lei now joining up. You can see Zhang Wuji has to go back to mid here, but RNG are waiting for the next wave. The Trouble Bubbles are in the perfect position here.
Look how obnoxious this poke is. There's no escaping it. There's no running. Sleepy Trouble Bubble lands, but it gives them the shots on terror.
Xiaohu has double Proto Belt, by the way. He just used the first one, and now he's got his own to use as well. With Portal Jump, get ready. As the poke keeps coming through, it's so oppressive for Rogue Warriors to deal with.
Longxing is now backing to try and push in this mid-wave once again, and it's about creating these number advantages on the top side for RNG. The health bars and the fact that being a 4 versus 5 might give them enough of a chance to engage.
34% damage from Xiaohu here. That's real time. That just went up to 35 because he's doing all the damage while RNG work down the turret and eventually destroy it. 10-0, a big reminder of where the gold stands here at about 8K almost in the lead. What do we got next? Another Cloud? Okay, RNG will take that too. There's a Baron sitting up there waiting. They don't need to take that. They'll take more kills though. And I also want to note that Xiaohu has a Magi's Soul Stealer. So here we go.
We're 24 minutes into this game. We've got Baron up and available for RNG. Now they've got the vision control down. They have waves pushing in their favor. This is where it's really hard for Rogue Warriors to dissuade RNG. They have a reasonably okay Baron take, but more so what RNG are trying to do is push back the vision control, see if they can draw Rogue Warriors into face checking them, and RNG can then strike with Betty's damage and Xiaohu's.
Betty, who has 2.5 lethality items, Executioner's calling in tow as well.
We talked about these big ticket items for Ruby. See the death cap starting to be worked on. They realize we need this burst damage to try and pick people off. And if RNG commit to the Baron pit, it could set up crazy for this miracle engage we were talking about. So that's why RNG are playing this slow. They don't want to give the opportunity for Rogue Warriors to come back into this.
Which is super clean. From RNG, we wanted to see better play because what we saw in the LGD series was just not RNG. It was bad. Let's be quite honest. That was a very bad RNG against a very heightened LGD. Here against Rogue Warriors in game 1, they don't want to give away too much. So hanging around the skirts in vision yet again. Langxing looking for this miracle engage, which at this point, miracle's easy to come by here if you're RNG. But poking them away, Rogue Warriors are zoned away. Now they're just waiting.
Pushing in the top side as well. Ruby would go to deal with that. See RNG trying to bait them in. They want Rogue Warriors.
Zhang Wuji's the one who checks first. Langxing doesn't take that though. He backs away. Looks like Cloud for now. And what has been a faster early game has just slowed right down. While Xiaohu's going to stick around the Baron himself. Ruby, I think he's probably dead here, but cleanses away just in case. I guess not for now, but he's not going to have that for the next time.
Rogue Warriors will start to move in and try and clear out this vision. They're assuming that RNG have gone over towards this dragon. With Langxing in the bot lane, not overly worried about a heavy engage coming in from RNG.
Alright, story time though. Because at this point, the pace of the game is going to continue like this. Just while we're on the topic of RNG and how they're playing, remember that RNG in the past played towards Uzi. It's always been the Uzi show of this team. I want everyone to note that while Uzi is apparently in Shanghai from what I've read, this is the longest time ever we've gone without seeing Uzi. This is his 12th series that he's missed out on. Uzi in his whole career from 2013 in the LPL has never ever missed a total of 12 series throughout a split. This is a world first for him. So this is the longest time we've gone without seeing Uzi. And you have to say that people are starting to miss him. People are starting to ask, all right, let's be honest, where's Uzi? And it's not that Betty is a bad AD carry.
He's been around for a while.
Okay, well, they're really piling on the messages at this point. But Betty's not that bad of an AD carry. I think Betty's good.
Yeah.
The problem is when you sit in the shadow of someone like Uzi, who's been around for as long as he's been around, you can't compare.
The problem for RNG not having Uzi is not so much the damage that their AD carry does. Don't get me wrong, Uzi does a hell of a lot of damage, but Betty has been pretty decent in that respect. It's the voice that he brings to RNG, and that's what RNG are missing right now. The shot calling here has been on point for them so far as they look to get vision on Baron.
I mean, I think this game has been the caveat to, talking about shot calling here. We're going to see how RNG end this one out, though. They've found the mid laner. Xiaohu is going to go down. Rogue Warriors with a massive pick. Shalabao now has to get out of there. Chains Corruption is good, but what do you do from here? Langxing still wants to re-engage. The burst damage still comes out onto Haro, but he survives for now. Langxing with a double cyclone onto Zhang Wuji. They do find him. The rest of RNG so far ahead that it doesn't matter that Xiaohu got caught out. Rogue Warriors still lose the fight. And now even onto Ruby. Look, Langxing is big. And so is Betty. A double kill here for the AD carry filling in for Uzi.
So this is the difference. Burst damage versus consistent damage. Rogue Warriors take out Xiaohu, the burst damage is gone. Still leaves Betty with that consistent damage to carry the team fight. Rogue Warriors, though, lose Zhang Wuji early because Langxing gets that great engage, means the consistent damage is gone, and Ruby cannot facilitate enough to take down RNG.
Rogue Warriors are still looking for more, but now Xiaohu's back up and available. Xiaohu gave away the only kill of this game for Rogue Warriors. And the shutdown went to Ruby. So he's like, boys, I got the kill. I'm not responsible for this game. RNG, I guess, are going to back away yet again until we see another of those engages.
We can see here, this is smart from Rogue Warriors to get onto Xiaohu. The problem, though, is back away. You don't want to go any more into this fight because all it does is open up Longxing to go straight onto Zhang Wuji. We talked about Zhang Wuji, the consistent damage. If he is down, there's no more there for Rogue Warriors. And even though Ruby does manage to get the kill initially, he uses his ultimate, and that's where there's no more burst potential for Ruby, no more consistent damage, and RNG can run through the rest of that team.
I was just watching Malphite. I was watching Crazy on the back end of that play. Once he ulted, he just started hitting people randomly, and he does nothing. Like, he literally does nothing at that point.
And the problem was, well, he does nothing, and Haru's already delivered Longxing back onto Zhang Wuji after Zhang Wuji fast. So this is a very messy fight from Rogue Warriors. But again, we talked about it, Rogue Warriors, they always will fight, and they want to do it again.
And well, Haru here with the flank. Let's see, Shalom Bao's going to get the knock up. Ming get the slow down? No, not precisely here. Trouble Bubbles are looking for their mark again from Xiaohu. And Crazy, now level 16, wants to find the engage with the ultimate. Both teams back away yet again.
RNG once again looking to poke. They don't want to find these fights. They want to force back Rogue Warriors. They do start up the Baron though, while Rogue Warriors are still in the dark as to where they are.
I mean, Xiaohu can just poke this from over the wall and keep his attention split between Baron and between anyone who comes in from Rogue Warriors.
You see though, not the fastest of Baron taking it, so relatively okay, but it's given time for Rogue Warriors to get in here. And now Crazy can find that multi-man engage we talked about.
I think RNG want them to come in here. Troll Bubble not going to land, but zones them away. Longxing goes in with the ultimate onto Ruby, eaten up by Lei yet again. RNG get off the Baron and re-engage Ruby. Very, very low and dead. The most fed member gone for Rogue Warriors. And if you wanted hope, I think that's it. Off the table. Xiaohu lives on to poke them away. Longxing into the backline. Zhang Wuji. Oh, can't kill him yet until he does. The shield works from Ming. Rogue Warriors at least get something with the help of Crazy's ultimate. But at this point, the damage members are still alive. And Crazy just has to flash and run away.
There's nobody to deal with Longxing in these fights. Even though Lei gobbles up Ruby, he spits him back out for round 2 of the Cyclone.
Let's go. Let's watch a Malphite versus Zoe, but Ming's going to send him backwards. There's a Trouble Bubble. There's a fake flash. Golden. And here comes the poke damage. Now, Crazy's pretty tanky. And at this point, you'd say, oh, he's probably not going to die, but there's 3 of them here. Good dodge. Can't kill Xiaohu, though, and that was to be expected, as Cloud Soul now waits for them.
He did buy enough time, though, so Rogue Warriors will be back on the map and be able to stop them from going towards this Baron once again. But that's Cloud Soul now for RNG, and we talked about Longxing on this Wukong is great with the Cloud Soul. Now you got Xiaohu on this Zoe who can do a lot of work with it as well. This is a really good dragon for RNG.
32 minutes in with the Cloud Soul acquired. Baron's up next there as well. The poking will continue, you better believe that.
So Rogue Warriors on this top side of the map are trying to figure out how the hell do we go back to deal with Longxing. And Crazy, trying to hold on to his ultimate for so long, ends up costing Rogue Warriors a lot. If you just ult onto Crazy, ult onto Longxing, you can then turn this fight around and focus down the Wukong. Crazy never does that though, instead opting to be a bit more greedy. So Ruby goes down, most of the damage from Rogue Warriors goes with it, and RNG can clean out the fight. At
the very least, as Rogue Warriors, you say, our Malphite wasted like 20-30 seconds dying, you know? That's part of his purpose. As Longxing wants to find this re-engage, Cyclone's available once again. But a nice binding there from Zhang Wuji as Haru comes in for the flank. He's looking for Ming. He gets the stun up with the face breaker. But even with the movement speed, what are you going to do here?
Crazy wasn't in a position to follow. It could have been a great call because Xiaohu was in the top lane. But unfortunately, Rogue Warriors not able to get the dominoes to fall into place. Now Xiaohu has joined with them. And the poke will begin again from RNG.
16 here with the portal jump. Xiaolong Bao makes his move on top of Lei. Still has a Cataclysm waiting to use it here as Xiaohu blocked by a minion wave. Betty gets the poke out but misses. Inhibitor respawning as well.
Haru's trying to find the flank. Rogue Warriors are desperate for this big multi-man knock-up.
But they can't find it. RNG now head back. And we do the do-si-do once again.
This is classic RNG though. One of the slowest game times in the LPL. Again, we're approaching that 35-minute mark, and unfortunately, yes, they've cracked that mid lane turret, but not been able to get much more. Now they turn towards the Baron. Rogue Warriors come in tow.
There's a smite available for Xiaohu, but he's not interested in that one. Lungxing in for the flank on top of Ruby. Yet again, they target this Syndra. Gobbled up, but a double Cyclone means double trouble here for Rogue Warriors. Lungxing comes out and into the fray, and Lei is going to go away yet again. Crazy's busy with Xiaohu on the back end. I believe he ulted for him, but that ain't going to be enough. 5 members on top, and Crazy will take a while to die, but he does go down in the end.
Sometimes you got to use a defensive Malphite ulti, but Crazy is not doing that. Keeping Xiaohu in check doesn't deal with Longxing, this Wukong who's got Black Cleaver and Triforce. Doesn't deal with this Varus who's got full lethality and ripping apart your team.
For RNG, this one was sealed in the books a bit ago, but now finally putting that nail in the coffin, that's all that matters here. As the poke to come through, they really want Jung Wooji yet again. He's been bullied enough this game. Let him go. 21-3, 62k to 52k, and that is a 35-minute win for RNG.